We have worked 24 years for this moment. And some of you drove across Montana for 1 minute of testimony in front of a hostile committee. Some of you came out to your family and friends and co-workers and lawmakers. And some of you raised money from around the state. And some of you made call after call after call to this Capitol. Some of you spoke as allies. Some of you interrupted bad jokes and insults. And you have done that on the floor of the House, you've done it on the floor of the Senate, you've done it in committee, and you've done it in your communities. So everyone who has done that, thank you. By those small actions repeated year after year, day after day, you have created the cultural change that made this change possible. Woohoo!
You know, the LGBT community can cherish and celebrate in 107, but the GLTB community has challenges ahead of it in terms of protection and rights. I hope all of us here will continue to fight for the expansion of those protections and rights for the GLTB community. But that isn't the only community that needs our help. The community of immigrants is being attacked, but usually not recognized for the contributions they make to Montana. Our Native peoples are overcoming a bias we all have to help extinguish. People of color are often prejudged on a preconceived notion. The rights of women, their health, their safety, their wages need to be addressed. We've got work ahead of us, work that may never be done. But for today and now, let's step back and let's celebrate. Thank you so much.
I am not going to speak too long because, frankly, the longer I talk, the longer this unconstitutional and embarrassing law continues to stay. Take a second to thank all of the people who've worked so hard over so many years. As you write it down, 20 plus years, so many years to ensure that no Montanans should ever have to worry about some government agent prying into their personal lives. As everyone here knows, though, we're not at the finish line. The drivers of this fight for equality are the women who stood up and demanded the right to vote. The drivers of the fight for equality are people who said we're not going to go to the back of a public bus. The drivers are those who fight to ensure that men and women who've called these plains and mountains home for over 400 generations will never be anything but the first Montanans. The drivers of this fight for equality are the people that gather here in this rotunda today. Those who offer the simple proposition that if two people love each other, they deserve the respect that we'd offer any other couple and equal rights under our law. Our predecessors stood together for equal rights. Our children cannot even grasp why equal rights would be denied. For our predecessors and our successors, now it's up to us to stand up. It's my sincere honor, though it's an honor long overdue, to take another step toward equality this afternoon.
Don't smile.
Said, tonight, dear, it's not tonight, dear, it's a felony. Well, now we're going to say, tonight, dear, it's not a